This is just an update on why I have not been posting lately. I have had some trouble with my feeding tube, and it has come out once, and then I was in the hospital on my birthday. Because I thought the tube was right against my skin, the balloon, and if it was, it would have come all the way out, which is not a good thing. And then the day after, I basically was doing my normal morning routine, my meds and stuff like that. I went to put my feeds back on after I did my meds, and the balloon that is holding my tube in place came out. So, this was yesterday. So, I basically had to go to the ER because my tube fell out. So that would have been a bad thing, because if a feeding tube falls out and you don't get it placed within a couple hours, if you don't get it in again within a couple hours, it will close up. The hole where the tube was will close up. So my mom wasn't home, so I basically had to call the ambulance. Plus, if my mom would have been home and we would have went to the ER, I would have had to wait in the waiting room for a couple hours, because depending on what came in, they wouldn't have been able to take me back right away. And this was important because it's the way I get my nutrition. I can't eat and I can't drink. So this tube, if you can see it right here, no, sorry, this tube, that's my water tube, my water feedings, and this is where I get my nutrition, and this is the pump I use. So all that is how I get my nutrition. And if the tube falls out, then I won't be getting no nutrition. And basically, if I would have waited, it would have been where I would have had to have surgery again to get a feeding tube placed. And even at the ER, I had to wait maybe 2 hours for IR, interventional radiology it's called, to get it placed. And they didn't give me no pain meds, no nothing, just like basically a local anesthetic, and then I was still in pain that they put like a local anesthetic cream, and it still hurt. So what what they did was, instead of just using the cream, they injected me with lidocaine. But it still hurt. like a lot. And it's like sometimes I think they don't understand that even though you have a hole in your stomach or in your jejunum, it still hurts no matter what. So I'm thinking they should give you pain meds or something before they put this tube in. But this is just the way it works. And yes, it hurts. Especially because mine, the tube came out with the balloon inflated. It wasn't deflated, it was like inflated. And that doesn't make it any better. It just makes it hurt more. Because it basically ripped my skin. And it hurt. And it ripped part of the inside part. So that's why I was in so much pain, he said, because of them putting it back in. And it's like, so then why don't you give me meds for it before you did all this? But they said that that's the way it works. They don't give pain meds just to put in a tube, which I think is wrong, because, like, if you're in pain while they're doing a procedure, they should give you something just to make the pain better while you're doing the procedure. But they didn't. So I was there for, I'd say, 4 hours, and I finally got to go home. I called my mom, and she picked me up. She got off of work early, picked me up, and brought me home. And I slept the rest of the day. I took my pain meds that I take for my back, and I basically slept all day. Because it's like the pain meds are for my back, but my GI said I can also use them if I have pain around my, what they call a stoma, where my feeding tube is, like right there. That's what it looks like now. It's still a little bloody and stuff, but that's normal, because of the way it came out. So that's normal. And if it's still bleeding, probably by the end of today, I'll call my GI and see if there's anything I can do to stop it from bleeding, because they said some of the risks are bleeding. And I was already bleeding when I got there because of the way it came out, that it will bleed more. But it shouldn't be bleeding this long. So I'll probably have to call and tell them, okay, it's still bleeding. What can I do instead of going to the ER again for the third time in 3 days? Because I went to the ER on my birthday on the 21st, because I knew something was wrong, but basically they said it's in the right place. But apparently it wasn't, because, like I said, I woke up yesterday, did my normal stuff, like my meds and everything else, and once I put the feedings back on, I went to turn off the light, I went to put the feedings back on, and I realized that the tube with the balloon is like this big around, well, it was out. So what was I supposed to do? I called my mom at work and told her what happened, and I told her that I was going to call the ambulance because of it being all the way out, and that it's falling out, and I can't keep putting it back in because it had already fallen out once, and I tried putting it back in, and then it fell out again. So that's when I called the ambulance after I got finished talking to her. So they came, they were really nice, and at that time, it had already fallen out again. And they told me to just leave it out, that the people at the hospital would take care of it. And 2 or 3 hours later, it was still out. So I think that's why it was also having trouble getting it in. They were also having trouble getting it in because it was out for 2-3 hours. And usually with a stoma, it will basically close up within a couple hours. And it was already been a couple hours. So, yes, I'm sorry I have not posted, but to me, my medical issues are more important than posting on YouTube. And I'm sorry about that, but I need to do this first. And I have a couple more tests coming up. And then I go back to my surgeon, and hopefully they will find out what they can do so I can be able to eat. But he said, last time I talked to him, he said, right now I'm doing okay with the feeding tube. I'm not losing weight. I'm basically staying around the same as I was a couple months ago. But the thing is, they haven't weighed me either since then, because it's hard for me to stand up on to get my weight. So they don't weigh me. So I just tell them what my weight was before. I should get a weight thing, but I think we have one, but I don't like using it because my leg shakes really bad, and that's why most of the time I'm in a wheelchair or a walker. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. And if you guys still want to be on my YouTube channel and see if I post anything, which I'm planning on posting, but it may not be as often as I used to, just because of all the health issues that I've been going through. And I like spending time with my mom too, because when I was in the hospital, our rehab, I wasn't able to spend that much time with her. So, yes, I'm spending more time with her and doing more stuff with her and worrying about my medical issues and stuff than posting on YouTube. And I'm sorry about that, but some people have to realize that, yes, I have medical issues. I will not be posting as much as most people do. And I'm sorry about that. But my health issues, I have echolalia, which I've told you about, where the sphincter doesn't relax to let food down. I also have a motility disorder in my esophagus, which doesn't help. Have GERD, have gastroparesis, have epilepsy, and have diverticulosis, IBS. My legs shake all the time. I have spinal stenosis. I have what they call sciatica. And I have chronic headaches and chronic pain all the time because I also have fibromyalgia. So all this with the medical issues makes it so it's hard for me to do anything. So yes, I was going to do a craft today, but I just don't have the energy. I'm still in pain from yesterday, so I am sorry, but maybe tomorrow I'll feel better and I'll be able to make a craft. But tomorrow is Sunday, and my mom has off on Sundays, and she's out with my aunt and my uncle right now. But my mom has off on Sundays, so usually we go away. So I have this bag I want to show you that I kind of modified it so it will work as my feeding pump bag. So what I do is, this is, there's a zipper here that I use for, like, say I need to take along a couple pills or meds or whatever, my crusher, and then I use this one. See, I even have a leftover split sponge thing, which is garbage. And I use this one for my my cord for the charger, and I also use it for some other things, like say I need different things besides my meds and they don't all fit in here. I can put them in here. And this is just like the inside part. I put the machine down in the bottom here, and then I with the bags, I kind of modified it. So I sewed this part, and then I put the bags this way. This is just one of them, if I can show you how. See how it opens? And then I use this one for the fluid bag, and it just opens that way. And then they both stay hooked up, and I don't have to worry about them falling down and like getting all the tube feeds and stuff all over my bag. Plus, I don't have to worry about this beeping and saying clog error or stuff like that. Because if it says clog error, then you can't use it and you have to figure out where the clog is, like I said in one of my other videos. But I figured out, last time I couldn't figure out how to do it where I put 800 mLs on it. Well, I figured that out. And now I've had this on since yesterday around 4:30. So I have 133 mLs left. So this will probably go off. It'll go off probably a little after 4:30, but I may just turn it off before then, because beings I turned it on at like 4:30, I can't use the bags after 24 hours. So I have to turn it off at like 4:30, or it could cause me to get an infection. And I don't want that. And I don't think you guys want that either. So I'd have to turn it off at 4:30 when the time is up. So I won't get my full 800 in, but at least it'll be better than yesterday when I got like 400 in, because we were in the ER the night before, and then we were in the ER that morning. So it was like I didn't get hardly anything in. Like 400 mLs is like, this is 60 mLs. Sorry if you hear that, it's flushing. This is 60 mLs. So 60 mLs is not a lot. And say 60 and 60 is 120. So another 120 is 240. And that's just two of these. So 240 and 240 would be like 480. So it'd be less than 4 of these. It'd probably be about 3 of these, which isn't that much, because it goes like, and of course this is one of them that's broke. So I'll try this one. This one works better. See, that's how much 60 is. 60 mLs. That's how much it would be. And that's not very much. So basically, I was getting like 3 of these. And I didn't get all my feeds in. So even if I get 700 mLs, it's a lot better than 400, which with the water feeds, with the water flush, I didn't even get that much. So my blood pressure, without me getting all that water in, my blood pressure was very, very low. So I'm sorry, this is a medical post, but I'm just telling you what happened and why I haven't been posting. But I think I'll turn it off here, and because I think there's only one person watching. And yeah, I think I'll just turn it off here because I didn't see nobody commenting or anything. So if you guys watch this later, give me a comment down below, and I'll talk to you guys when I see you later. Okay? Thanks. Bye.